You know what my biggest takeaway is from this entire CocaineBear story? It's the fact that there is an actual taxidermy of the actual Cocaine Bear in Lexington, Kentucky, and they named him Pablo Escobar. Like, you gotta admit, that's pretty clever. Like, come on now. Like, Pablo Escobar, you know, because like Pablo Escobar, Pablo Escobar, he's the bear doing coke. You get the joke. You get it. You get it. Oh, that's pretty funny. Anyway, on to the review. So CocaineBear is the latest film directed by Elizabeth Banks. The movie stars Kerry Russell, Isaiah Whitlock Jr., O'Shea Jackson Jr., Alden Ehrenreich, and the posthumous Ray Liotta. Now the movie is pretty absurd, yet simple. A 500-pound bear consumes a significant amount of cocaine and then goes on an absolute killer rampage in the forest, killing anyone in its vicinity. Absurd, yet simple. Now I gotta be honest. I was kind of disappointed with this movie because the plot is so simple. It's so dumb, but it could have worked. This movie should have been a slam dunk at the box office. I went into this movie expecting to see a coked out bear go on a killer rampage. Something as dumb yet effective as that, right? And while I did get that, the problem is that the movie just sprinkles all this human subplots throughout its entirety, and it just becomes dull and boring. It's like, can we get back to the action? Can we get back to what we really came for? That was my biggest problem with this movie. Listen, if you're gonna make a film inspired by cheesy 90s action movies, at least make the human characters likable. At least give the audience a reason to care about these characters, because frankly, I just didn't. This movie is the prime example of, okay, I see what you tried to do and I can appreciate that attempt, but here's why it didn't work. Also, the editing in the second and third act was pretty awful. Matter of fact, there's a scene in the third act where we see the characters talk about, hey, be careful. Remember you tripped over that dead body? And then it did an awkward flashback to like when one of the characters tripped over the dead body. And like, it made me wonder, why didn't you just show that in the actual cut of the film? Like, maybe they forgot. Now, maybe they forgot to film it. I don't know. Maybe it was in the script and they just forgot to film it. So my guess is they filmed that awkward flashback as a way to fill in the gap when really it didn't. Now, guys, despite the problems that I may have had with the film, I can't lie. I had fun with it. And all of the fun scenes came from literally when the bear was on screen. When that bear, that coked out, rambunctious bear is on screen, that is when the movie really shines. And when it shines, it shines. Guys, in the end, CocaineBear is just okay. Like, I don't think it's a terrible movie, but I don't think it's nothing spectacular. And I don't think it's a film I'm going to rewatch anytime soon. Despite some of the fun that I had with the movie, it's just too much of a letdown for me to revisit this anytime soon. So plugging this bad boy into the rank system, unfortunately, I'm going to put this in the negative zone. This movie had a lot of potential, and I just don't think it was good enough to hit a higher mark, even though it literally had all the resources to hit that high mark. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about CocaineBear. Did you hate it? Did you love it? Do you think it sucked? Do you think it could have been better? Or do you think... You know what's funny? I almost made a cocaine joke, but I have to be very, very careful what I say on YouTube because, you know, yeah. So, I'm going to end this video with a famous quote from Rick James.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
After working up the nerve almost equal in size, I walked around with the iron for any wrinkle in time. I paid a piece of my mind for every nickel and dime, but never less than a 5 and never slept on a job. A killer crept on your squad, yet never left the garage. When your God was close enough to see the flesh of his eyes. Get to the button and press is what the message advised. What's a threat behind the vest is where the testament lies.